Welcome to Atlantic Television Network Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention, with a view to provide solutions that will benefit humanity. On today's Society Watch, we're looking at numbers of issues. Bandits impose 20 million monthly taxes on communities. Arrested for killing sex worker for rituals. On judiciary, NBA's strategy to end illegal detentions. On Mobad, protesters storm U.S. lab over toxicology results. These are the issues we'll be looking at today. You can join us on all our media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. We return after the short break.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentary. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on today, only on ATN.
We are one people, all of us.
It's politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought very firmly. It's natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and joining me in this conversation this moment is an historian. I'm talking about confidence. Twadun, good to have you.
Thank you very much.
I hope I didn't bother your name.
Not at all.
All right, welcome. Okay, let's look at the first story for today from Benue State. In Akom local government area of Benue State, suspected armed bandits have begun collecting taxes from residents of Toro and nearby communities. Each household is being forced to pay a monthly levies of 20 million naira, with payment already being collected. Residents, including village heads, are too fearful to challenge the bandits or report the security challenges to security agencies due to the threat of violence. Caretaker Committee of Akum local government area, Victor Oroza, confirmed the situation, identifying a bandit known as Full Fire as the leader behind the extortion. Full Fire has been collaborating with armed herdsmen and has terrorized the area for 5 years. Joseph Hart, special advisor to the governor on internal security, claimed that security forces are making significant efforts to disclimb the bandits who are reportedly on a run and struggling to survive. The police public relations officer, Catherine Anene, stated that the police command has not yet received any report on the issue. Wow, confidence. This is unheard of. This is really unheard of. A community in Benue State, not a community, communities in Benue State, according to the report we have, are to pay 20 million naira monthly dues to the bandits. And they have started collecting 20 million, like...
Per family.
Per family, how? Wait, 20 million per family, like... Yes. And they've started collecting. You know, each family are paying 20 million to bandits. And if you don't do that, you will face consequences. Of course, you know what the consequences will be. But though the police inspector said that the situation is well handled right now, the investigation is ongoing, and also to get the people behind this and collaborating with headsmen collecting this money. What do you think?
You know that the truth of the matter is that there are many ungovernable spaces in Nigeria. You know, by that I mean that many areas, local government areas, villages and communities where the presence of government is not being felt. We used to hear about this in the north, but now you can see it's gradually shifting down to the south. We just pray that they do something quickly before it comes down to the south-south. You know, these are bandits, people that are, you know, going to communities, collecting ransom on the name of protecting them. And in fact, they formed a government in these areas.
What do you mean by that? They are collecting ransom in the name of protecting them. How?
Yes.
They are protecting people in the hideouts, in kidnappers' den. I don't understand.
You didn't hear them saying that they are coming. In fact, they are in charge of these local communities. They are not, these people are not in their hideouts. You know, you hear from the news where you are stating that the chiefs and other members of the communities cannot do otherwise. These people are people they are seeing day to day. You know, putting fears in their mind, you know, give us this and we'll allow you freely go about your businesses. You can now go to your farm, go to your marketplaces, without which you can't. You know, and the government of Nigeria is not, you know, doing anything. We have 3 levels of government for a reason. The federal government, the state government, and the local government. The local government is there to ensure that government is felt at the grassroots. It's sort of what's called, it's called government at the grassroots. You know, because of reason being that this government is supposed to ensure that the local communities feel the impact of governance. Okay. You know, they see the plight of the people and respond to it. But it's not done in most cases, especially in the north, middle belt area. Bandits, armsmen, taking charge of various communities, a whole local government, and they terrorize it for weeks, for months. They are there in charge, collecting ransom, collecting tax, and all of that. It's a very terrible situation we find ourselves in this country. And all you hear from our security men is that they are on top of the matter. But these people are suffering. Imagine collecting such an amount of money in this point in time in this country where we have food prices going up and all of that. Where will these people get this money from? Because, you know, this thing we call banditry is a business on its own. Where do they get this money from to get arms and ammunition? It's from these taxes they collect. You know, to them, it's a job. They collect this, you know, finance their lifestyle, get arms and all of that. And these community people are the ones paying for it.
Okay, unfortunately, when they talked about this, they didn't actually say they are looking for the wealthy. Yes. They are looking for at least the people in the middle class. They're saying each family. And if the report has it that they are already collecting 20 million from each family, Where did they get the 20 million from? I mean, right now a lot of persons are shouting that things are very difficult. And Benue State to start with, where did they get the money, and what are the village head doing?
You know that when you look at our local communities, when we talk about family in terms of our local community, we're not just referring to the husband, wife, and the children.
Okay.
Sometimes it extends, it has to encompass the extended family. So probably this is what they are talking about in this sense, you know, the extended family. And but it is still very pathetic to know that people are paying this huge amount of money in this country. Sometimes, you know, the community chiefs can do little or nothing because they too are under, you know, threats, and their lives are, in fact, it's in danger. So if you report to the police, you die, because these people know you down to your house. If they can't get you, they can get your father, they can get your mother. And because of this fear, you just keep quiet and cooperate with them. Because by the time you call for government support and all of that, in fact, almost half of your family members are already, you know, down already. So because of this fear, you will want to cooperate with them.
And they also said that these people have terrorized the communities, these two communities in particular, for over 5 years.
That is just the truth.
And then the police inspector, the security operatives are just walking now. They're on top of the matter now, according to you,
It is very
to bring normalcy to the community. What is the tendency that this thing is going to work? Because a lot of persons are in fear. The leaders are in fear, even the residents. And they're on the hideouts now. They have not been able to apprehend any of them so far. And according to them, they are saying that some of them are struggling to survive. Remember, they have collected this money from some families. So why will you think they are struggling to survive?
You know,
do you think they will be able to bring menace to this community?
It's really difficult, especially, you know, unless they mean business this time around. But when you look at them, you understand that these people are organized. You know, they have leadership that, you know, is well planned and well organized. They know how they have operated for over this number of years for them to have, you know, made this amount of success, been there for more than 5 years and all of that. Yes. So you see that our government is very docile, in the sense that they are not proactive to matters. They only react to them when, you know, they hear about it in the news and read about it on the papers and all of that. That is when they want to act. And by this time around, I think it's almost too late, because what you will just succeed in doing is chasing them for some time. They will regroup. They will definitely regroup. I don't think we'll do a follow-up on these matters. I don't think we'll hear about any time or point in time when you hear that these persons have been apprehended and you know, charged to court or probably dealt with and all of that to serve as deterrent to others. It won't happen. You will only chase them away for some time. They will regroup. This community, you know, Benue community is, or the Benue state is seen as the food basket of the nation. They are the ones that go to farm and all of, practically. You know, the bandits are taking this ransom from them or this tax from them in form of protecting them. Yes.
You are so optimistic.
I know what I'm saying.
They're taking in form of protecting them. And I'm asking, you know, whether you are from there or know, maybe your family has somehow got the money.
I'm a historian. You know, one thing that happened when the white men came, you know, was that they came in form of protecting us. You know, that period was just the period when the slave trade ended. So they came with the notion that they are protecting you from slave traders. You understand? And as such, you know, with their superior weapons, you would allow them. You sign treaties of protection, not knowing that you are giving out your land, your areas to be governed. So that is what these bandits are doing. They tell you that, okay, pay this, will allow you, will protect you from herdsmen. that are coming to disrupt your crops, will protect you from this, protect you from that, and all of such. You know that Benue states have been having these issues of herdsmen and farmers clashes over years. You know, so this is the notion in which these people are operating with. We are going to do what? Protect you. We are going to be in the forest, in the bushes, in the farms to protect your crops, protect your life and your properties. And you have to pay. You have to pay. And they are compelling members of this society to pay. And if you don't cooperate with them, you know, they unleash mayhem on you.
But the story says that the residents
Yes.
are living in fear.
Seriously.
The leaders, too, are living in fear, too. So it means that this one is beyond protection.
Seriously.
It's beyond protection, but you're saying it's protection. I don't understand where
you
the
know,
protection comes from.
You know, the truth is, in quotes, I mean, protection in quote, not protection in the real sense.
Okay.
Because this thing works like form of Oliver Twist. You keep collecting, you're not satisfied. You are never satisfied until the person gives its all, you know, to the cause. So that is what you're obtainable here. You know, gradually they are demanding for more, and they have a means. They're not just coming and when you say you don't have to pay, you know, they let you go. They put you under perpetual fear.
Why do the security operatives have to wait for something serious to happen before they now invade a community to protect them? And again, those people that have paid 20 million so far, or even if it's not up to that have at least made a commitment to them, payments, that's what I mean to say. Why didn't they somehow, they have a phone. There are security operatives in that community, or in the state, better still. They didn't put a call through. They go out daily. In this case, it's not a matter of sit at home that you said you don't have access to go out. So how come they did not take this matter up? And if they have said this to the community leaders, how come they didn't come up with it until they have started collecting this money to some persons?
You understand that you won't blame these people totally. Because if you go reporting a case to the police now, and they don't act fast, because our justice system, our police system is really slow in reacting. They don't act fast, you know, and by the time you get back home, messages have gotten to them that so-so person from so-so family have reported us. Before you come back, you see your auntie, your uncle, your mom or your dad lying in state.
How would they know that so-so person reported?
These people have intelligent information, more than you can ever think. It's an organized group, you should know. For them to have operated for this number of years, it is properly organized. They have leaders at all levels. They have people that can infiltrate and get information from any source they want. You know, they're not just hungry men just roaming the forest. No. They know what they have come out to achieve, and they know the risks involved, and they are out to deal with it squarely.
And then you also said something earlier that you can never hear that these people are being persecuted, that to serve as a deterrent to others. So are you trying to say that now that the security operatives are they are told to get them, that when they get some of them, or better still all of them, they will just pay to them and send them back to the bush?
You know, the truth is that by the time these people know that the heat is more than they can bear for now, you know, they dislodge. They just go into hiding. Security operatives in Benue State have, you know, bigger fishes to fry. There are several other issues in their hand to handle. So by the time they wait a month or two and this matter, you know, it seems like it has died down.
Then they will say everything is under control.
Everything is under control. The people return and start regrouping and start operating again. That is just what will happen. That is just what will happen. The more the least you can just do is to, you know, apprehend one or two of them that were on the run, or get somebody that have been, you know, informing them about the movement of the police, and you apprehend that one, and you put the person into in custody in the name of you're investigating the matter, and before you know it, you know, years goes by, nothing is done. You can't get the ringleaders of this group. That is just the problem we are having in this country. The political way to deal with some of these matters is lacking. It's lacking.
So, and we also have what we call community vigilantes.
Yes.
That is to say that this set of individuals, because it's from almost the household of the communities, that they know they're in and out of the community.
Seriously.
They know who is who in the community,
truly.
like if the federal police would do, because that one they will work based on credible information. But for those vigilantes in the community, there's every tendency that they get to know some things that the federal government police would not definitely know. So what are they doing? Is it that they are just there for, they're just bearing the name for bearing sake? Are they not supposed to work? How can, is it that the local vigilante failed, police failed, army failed, like even information is not credible? Like what exactly is going on?
I call these places earlier ungovernable.
You said so.
Yes, because, you know, it has been taken over by these bandits. It has been it is under their control. They decide what happened in that community, in those villages. They decide what happened. So for that reason, do you think they would allow any organization, any vigilante group that would go contrary to their, you know, objectives? No, they won't.
Wow.
They will deal with you squarely. Because of that, this you cannot operate. Do you have the kind of weapons they have? Can you stand them? It is the duty of the police to have withstood them, but the police is not interested, so to say. They are not ready to tackle this matter. You know, they are busy, you know, doing, how will I call it now? You know, chasing rats when the house is on fire. Honestly, how many policemen do we have escorting politicians here and there? Meanwhile, villagers are, you know, under torment, the whole community under siege, and all of such. People are paying ransom to non-government bodies in this hard time in this country. So it's very pathetic.
Honestly, it is. Let's look at the next story for today. Rahman Akande was arrested in Ogun State for allegedly participating in the murder of a commercial sex worker. For ritual purposes, in a confession video, Akame admitted that he and two others, Ifa and Ijebu, planned and executed the killing after Ifa promised him 100,000. Akande engaged the victim service for 3,000, brought for her to his home, and then assisted in her murder. Ifa collected the victim's blood in a calabash after killing. The Ogun State Police have transferred Akande to the State's Criminal Investigation Department. The police are also investigating other cases involving Lekan Akinyemi, who was arrested for exhuming and beheading a corpse for rituals in the Itako area. Oh, okay, this is the issue of sex workers. Yes. Well, we don't want to criticize. We are here to provide solution, all right? So we don't want to criticize anyone's work right now, because there are some countries that sex working is illegal. Yes, a legal business. Yes, it's a good business in some countries, but in some, the case is different. But in this case, the Akande in question, that's the person that lured this sex worker into his house, says something. That Ifa promised to give him 100,000 if he would be able to bring blood. Yes. And then he agreed to do that. And then according to him, he has been carrying this girl for a sum of 1,000 naira. Wow, you stand on the road for 1,000 naira. And then this time he promised to give her 3,000 if he would agree to come for their normal business. But unfortunately, this time the case was different. They hit her on the head, she fainted, and then the next thing they caught her, they slaughtered her to get her blood. I don't know if I should say advise the sex workers. I wouldn't say girls, because I don't know whether male are involved now. Because how can you have your bath, cream up, expensive cream definitely, maybe. wear a beautiful clothes, no matter how cheap it is, and then you stand on the road for 1,000 naira. I'm not saying they should stand for 50,000, but I'm just saying advice them.
You know, what I would just say here is that security is every man's business. And, you know, we should be conscious of ourselves as human beings. Like you said, we're not here to criticize her line of job. But the truth is, if you're going to see someone as a sex worker or a friend you don't know, courtesy demands that you let somebody know about it. This is where I will go to by so time, and I'll be there from this time to that time. And when you get to where you're going to, it is also necessary that you dial a number or call. So I've gotten there. You know, with that singular gesture, what will happen is that that person will be very conscious of, you know, your dealings. This is the country where we find ourselves now. People can do anything just to eat. It is very bad. And that 1,000 naira she has been getting may just probably give her a plate of food. A plate, not food for that very day. You know, and the state of the country is deteriorating because, you know, this whole thing is leading us to people you can do anything just to eat, to survive. People can go into killing down. Look at, just because of 100,000, you agreed to murder somebody.
Maybe the money will last for 5 years.
100,000 in current Nigeria?
Maybe.
I don't think. Maybe about 10, 15 years back, you would say that. But in current, 100,000 cannot last you for, you know, a family for a month or two. It wouldn't. What is 100,000? You know, and people are willing, ready to do anything just to eat, just to survive.
Okay, let's look at this. You said something that
Yes.
Your whereabouts should be known to at least to someone.
Yes.
And looking at this story, the guy said that he has been having a deal with this sex worker
yes.
for a while, and what he has been paying her is what he paid her normally on the norm is 1,000. But this time he promised her 3,000 naira. So in other words, this is now like a customer. It's
Yes.
just like when you go to buy something in a place for the first time, definitely, even if you say, I will bring the money, they won't believe because they do not know you. But as time goes by, they can even say, okay, come and take and pay me whenever you are ready. Their trust will be established.
Yes.
There was an establishment of trust here. What did you expect? And remember that she's a sex worker.
Yes.
Not that she wouldn't, maybe she wouldn't, if the family is that way, and you know that it's not legalized in Nigeria.
Okay.
It's seen as,
Yes.
I don't know, but I'm trying not to take sides. So you see that in this case,
Yes.
what do you expect of her? What was she supposed to do? Though it's just more like messing after the, but at least for the sake of others
who are listening.
Yes, because there are some persons that, I mean, they have this customer, okay, I know this guy, I know this girl, so I can just go and come back. But in this case, what do you do when the trust is already built up?
There are risks to every job. And the first thing to do as a human being is to understand the risks associated with that job you are into. By the time you do that, it keeps you constantly at alert against every, you know, incident that may come up. You should not for once lower your guard as a sex worker, especially when your instinct, because I'm very sure that her instinct must have told her something on that very day. Because, you know, sometimes when something seems too good to be true, it's actually not true. You are being...
Please say that again, say that again.
When something seems too good to be true, it's actually not true.
Can it be in all cases?
Some, I said.
In some cases?
Yes,
okay.
most cases, sometimes. Most cases. You know, because, you know, you have always been offered 1,000 naira. Probably, you know, he called you 2 days or 3 days ago and she offered that same 1,000. And this time around, he's saying, come, I'll give you 3,000. Not just doubling the money, but tripling it. You know, because you should understand the type or class of girl this should be. You understand?
Okay.
For 3,000 naira or 1,000 naira to freak her to the point of her just giving up herself this much. You know, and that alone should sink into our subconsciousness that, why is this guy ready to give me this much? And that would have, you know, made her to be extra careful if she was willing to still proceed with the business. You know, some time ago, just about last month, there was a business I was about going into with someone, you know, and when I looked at the price he was offering, it was way cheaper than I could get anywhere. You know, something told me that there is something fishy somewhere. You know, I had to go an extra mile to investigate. I even went to his community to see him personally before making payment. He thought I wouldn't come. But when he saw, when I called him that I was there, he couldn't even come out. I handed the phone over to someone that understands his language. Say, speak with him, let him understand that I am at this particular place. You know, he was, in fact, he couldn't even come out. I said, okay, please, take me back. You know, I went an extra mile to confirm this person before making any payment or transaction with him. You know, because I understood, I felt, this thing seems too good to be true. Most cases, it's just a matter of time, you will find out that it is not true.
All right,
Yes.
Security is your business.
Yes.
It is also my business. We have to be very careful. The days are evil.
Truly.
And the word of God said that the heart of man
Desperately wicked.
desperately wicked.
Yes.
So you have to be very careful. And when things become so good to be true,
Yes.
according to confidence, to Adam,
Yes.
you have to think twice.
Honestly.
All right, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television. Let's walk. We'll just go at a very short break. See you.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Every day our lives are changed by history,
We are one people, all of us.
leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
people into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable
You are a human.
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and now the rest of our story. A Nigerian lawyer, Mr. Pius Iwoke, regained his freedom after 3 years of illegal incarceration thanks to the intervention of Nigerian Bar Association. President Mr. Yakubu Mikayo said this case highlighted the need for the NBA to intervene on behalf of the other indigent citizens similarly detained. Section 34 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 and 70 of the Police Establishment Act 2020 mandated monthly inspection of police stations and detention centers by magistrates or judges. These visits should include reviewing arrest record, directing arraignment, and granting bails where appropriate. Officers in charge of detention facilities must provide necessary records and facilities for these inspections. Non-compliance by officers is tested as misconduct under relevant regulations. Despite these laws, many judges have not conducted required inspections, contributing to ongoing illegal detentions. The NBA is urged to ensure chief judges facilitate monthly inspection by magistrates and judges. Have NBA's Human Rights Committee accompany these inspections. Mobilize citizens to monitor the inspections. Appoint legal practitioners to oversee human rights in police stations. Femi Falana-San also called on the Law Student Society of University of Ilorin to collaborate with NBA branches in Kwara State to monitor inspections, meaning to reduce unlawful arrests and detentions. This point were part of an address by Femi Falana-San at the ceremony honoring Wabe Shitu Square, sent at the University of Ilorin on June 25, 2024. This is not something that we cannot relate to, because we know that a lot of persons are unlawfully detained. There is a young man that came out. He said, according to him, he accompanied his friend as being loyal to his friend. So he accompanied him to police station they actually invited him. And in the process, they put him in there too. They did not attend to him until 24 years. 4 years. That he came out. So with what they have read, I just read here that these are the things, these 4 things are necessary. And if these things are carried out, there are tendencies that they will be able to detect who is at fault, who is unlawfully detained, and who should be attended to. So what do you think about what this lawyer, the legal practitioner, stated? Because he just came out for something he did not do, the crime he didn't commit. What do you think about his opinion, even though it's a law?
Yeah, our legal system, needs to be, upgraded. You understand? The whole thing is just something that is happening every day. Even as we are speaking, there is somebody in Nigeria, I can beat my chest on that is being detained currently for what he or she did not commit.
Wow.
Several persons are rotting in jail and in police custody for months, for years, over what they know nothing about. Meanwhile, it is a law in this country that a citizen should not be detained for more than 2 days without being charged to court. You shouldn't be in the police cell for more than 2 days. But some persons have been there for months, years, and their cases have not been charged to court yet. Some persons are in prison, remanded in prison for issues they know nothing about.
Okay.
You know? And this is very pathetic. Because if these conditions you just read out here was carried out, you know, you're going regularly to check who is in police custody and why the person is there. How did the person get here? You know, and all of such regularly, you would discover that we will limit the amount of persons detained unlawfully in our, you know, police cell. Someone will just come and sometimes, you know, domestic matters. The wife will run to police to report.
Okay.
The man will be there. If the woman is a wicked man or the man does not have other relatives, you discover that the man will be in prison there for 4 months, 5 months, and beyond.
Okay.
Nobody will even ask about his whereabouts. You know, these things happen, and you know, truly we don't really know what is going on, because so many Nigerians are suffering for what they know nothing about.
Okay.
So this is becoming a problem, a recurring problem in this country. And I want, you know, lawmakers, lawyers, and judges to, you know, take note of this and swing into action. Ensure that relevant inspections that need to be carried out are being carried out on all our police cells and all of that, to determine who is in the police cell and why the person is there.
Okay, I want to read this, which a legal practitioner, that is Pius Iwoke, who regained freedom, what he said. I want to read out this again so that the public will also get to know this very well. He actually mentioned what MBS, the strategy to end illegal detention. Like you said, a lot of persons are there. And then he said, number one, I think I did not state it categorically.
Yes.
Number one, he said, ensure chief judges facilitate monthly inspections by magistrate and judges. And then number two, he said, have MBS human rights committees accompanying this inspection. That is to checkmate the people in detention.
Yes.
And then number three, he said, mobilize citizens to monitor the inspection. This is where I'm really after. The last one, he said, appoint legal practitioners who oversees human rights in police station. Now, talking about mobilizing citizens to also monitor this inspection.
Yes.
What is the tendency that in this acts that they were given to this one? Because he didn't just spell them out. He actually read it that it's a law, all right? Do you think they will ever mobilize citizens to come and monitor this inspection? And according to them, they're supposed to be doing this at least monthly. As you know, correctional centers are congested.
Truly.
That is because this act has not been carried out. So what measures do you think should be carried out for them to recognize citizens whenever they want to go for this inspection?
The truth is that there are some organizations that are interested in things like this. They may not be, you know, human rights organizations, but some other communal organizations, organization of National Union of Social Students, this student group, this youth group, and all of that. They are always ready, especially those of them that live around the police stations and the correctional centers. They can always accompany the judges and those committee to this police station. It may not necessarily be hundreds or thousands of Nigerian citizens. No. Get representatives from some of these notable organizations and, you know, make them to accompany. There are Nigerians that are of commendable characters that can follow some of this team and all of that. You know, so they can get to mobilizing them and make them to go alongside with them for this inspection.
So the idea of this inspection is so that what the legal practitioners may not see.
Yes.
Those being mobilized, the citizens will definitely see.
Truly, because
but we are staying in a country where most time the truth is very bitter to be told. So in a situation that, because you're saying people around the police station, if they keep mobilizing people around the police station and then they start bribing them, what do you think? And of course, you cannot mobilize the relative of those detained.
Truly. The truth is that we have to start from somewhere, you know, and I understand that Nigerians nowadays can really pervert justice. Some of them, some Nigerians, can go as far as perverting justice for the sake of little, you know, stipend, you know, some small money you're giving them here and there as bribe, you know, can make them to just close their mouths and close their eyes against what is glaring. You know, but we should be able to look beyond that to say that, yes, we have people of notable and commendable character who can as well follow this community for this inspection. There are student bodies and all of such that have felt this kind of pain. Because for you to be a student union activist, unionist, you at some point must have been invited by the police or probably even detained for a day or two because of probably leading one protest or the other. And you have felt the pain of these persons that are in prison unlawfully. So by the time you accompany them for this routine check, you would express your grievances and see, you know, their situation from your past experience. And by so doing, it will help you to do what is right.
All right, thank you. Now, looking at this story of Mohbad, protesters gathered at the National Medical Service Laboratories in Pennsylvania, U.S., demanding clarity regarding a toxicology test supposedly conducted there to determine the cause of death of a Nigerian singer Mohbad. Conflicting statements from the lab and Nigerian authorities have led to public confusion. Mohbad's family legal team has urged NMS Lab to issue an official statement denying involvement with the toxicology test, emphasizing transparency and the need to dispel misinformation. The lab in US that conducted this toxicology test to know the reason of Mohbad's death, because the one that the police came up with in Nigeria, which was stated that it was a natural occurrence, it seems the family, they were not comfortable with, so they had to go to US to further carry out what exactly caused the death of their loved one. But unfortunately, we remember that a doctor came out, a medical practitioner came out to say that with the result they had after that test shows that it's a natural death, but for the fact that some parts of his bodies were decomposed before they even carried out the test, they couldn't really ascertain what happened, but they suspect that it could be as a result of some substance in his body. So the result was not clear enough. That was to say that indeed they actually carried out this test, but after 2 weeks, the lab came up to say that they don't know anything about that. There was no toxicology test of search. They didn't carry out any test of Mohbad. As a matter of fact, the body didn't even come to their lab. And now the father in question is crying, how can you say such thing? And remember that there was payment, there was receipt. All of those things, so far the family has not brought it up. And the hospital also said that until their leader comes, or that's when they will bring out some documents, some evidence. We don't know what is in the documents. We don't know what they want to talk about. We are still waiting for them until this Good Samaritan decided to protest that they should come up with information. So what exactly do you think about this? Everything is conflicting.
You know that in this country, a lot A lot actually is happening.
Even in US, not in this country.
You know,
this one is in US.
Yes, we can. Nigerians can go to any length to ensure that they sweep some things under the carpet. You understand? There are issues when it comes to some of these things happening in hospital. Someone can go to a hospital. I don't know if it happens over there, but over here, someone can go to a hospital and some of those, what do they call them now? Doctors that are on training there or newly recruited ones would just carry out a test, go to the medical doctor's drawer, take a stamp it, and sign. It's coming from social hospital. They've given a doctor's report and all of that, but it was not officially recorded. You just went through the back door, paid less than you should pay, and all of that. So, you know, the truth is that sometimes we should stop joking with some very serious matter, because the family, all they are asking for now, they know very well that you cannot raise the dead. All they are asking for is that you should allow justice to prevail.
That is what I'm asking.
Yes.
They didn't carry out these toxicology tests for free.
Truly.
If indeed Mohbad's body was taken there or sample was taken there, there was payment.
Yes.
Was there no receipt?
Truly.
So how come, you remember when, okay, let me not bring that story. How come they have not come up so far to say, this is the evidence that we actually carried out, they did this test in so place? Do you understand?
Yes.
This is the thing that we did, these are the things that we did, but we have not seen anything so far. And then the hospital, the lab in question, they are denying seriously that they didn't do it. Should I say denying? Of course, they said they didn't do it. So do you think this protest will yield to any results?
I just feel that it will go a long way, better than it would have if it was carried out here in Nigeria, because the government of Nigeria wouldn't even listen to all of this your cry, but some responsible government abroad may want to, or the hospital itself maybe put on extra attention to ensure that they cross-check.
So are Nigerians still waiting for this, or they've moved on?
I think a lot of Nigerians are still waiting for it, because
waiting for the result of what killed Mohbad.
Yes, and to hear the judgment or the pronouncement of the judge as regarding this matter, because Mohbad is someone that was loved by so many. Although, you know, the kind of country where we find ourselves, everybody has his or her problem to face. While you are trying to battle with your own problem or issues here and there, you still want to know, because this is a matter that can affect anybody. And Mohbad was not just an ordinary citizen of Nigeria. He was someone that was loved, and he has impacted several persons. So because of that, so many persons are keen to listening to what is, or how the case will turn up.
Okay, you're waiting for the case too?
Yes, I think as a concerned Nigerian.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Confidence.
Yes, ma'am.
Twadon. Yeah, thank you for coming on today's show.
It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you, our viewers. I am Immaculate Irikana. Join us on all our media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network.